For 20 years, my dream, my one goal, was to compose a symphony that could move people to tears. It was the summit of my ambition. I studied theory until my eyes blurred, practiced until my fingers ached, and filled notebooks with fledgling melodies. It was my life's work. Last night, an AI did it in less than an hour. And honestly, it was breathtaking. So, what now? What happens when the thing you dedicated your entire life to, the ambition that defines you, is achieved effortlessly by a machine? What is the point of human striving when our grandest goals become a machine's trivial task? Section 1. The descent. This isn't some far-off, hypothetical question anymore. This is the new reality we're all slowly waking up to. That feeling in the pit of my stomach, it wasn't just disappointment. It was a deep, gut-wrenching sense of obsolescence. Every late night, every sacrifice, every moment of frustration and triumph suddenly felt almost quaint. Naive, even. It's a quiet crisis unfolding within millions of us. The artist watching an image generator create a masterpiece in seconds. The writer staring at a blank page while an algorithm drafts a novel. The scientist whose complex problem is solved by a model in the time it takes to brew coffee. We're being outpaced. And this cuts deeper than just losing a job. It strikes at the very core of our identity. For centuries, our value has been tied to our skills, our ability to create and solve. We define ourselves by what we do. But when a machine can do it better, faster, and cheaper, who are we? This is the psychological battleground of the 21st century. It's a creeping demoralization, a fear that our unique human intelligence is being devalued. Every time we let an AI create for us, we risk robbing ourselves of the growth that comes from the struggle. We risk weakening our own creativity and innovation, outsourcing the very process that gives life meaning. Research has shown that while AI can boost productivity, it can also lead to a kind of cognitive complacency, where we're less inclined to question or think critically, and just accept what the machine gives us. The promise was that these tools would be our co-pilots. But the line between assistance and replacement is getting terrifyingly thin. We're standing on a cliff's edge, looking at a future we designed but weren't prepared for, and we have to ask, if our ambitions are no longer uniquely ours, what's left? Section 2. The confrontation. The ground is shifting under our feet faster than we can really process. This isn't just about a few creative jobs, it's a fundamental rewiring of our world. We're already seeing AI platforms generate tens of millions of music tracks, completely flooding the market, and that's just one industry. It's happening everywhere. We are witnessing the emergence of what some are calling superhuman AI. The leaders at places like OpenAI and Google DeepMind aren't talking in terms of decades anymore, they're talking in years. Some of the most optimistic entrepreneurs in the field predict AI could match or even surpass human performance in nearly any cognitive task by 2029, with some form of general intelligence arriving as early as 2030. It's a timeline that keeps getting shorter, leaving society very little time to adapt. Now, many experts believe we are still a long way from a true intelligence explosion, but the sheer pace of change is the disruptive force. The systems we have right now are already challenging the foundations of our society. I can compose music, generate photorealistic art, write code, and even make scientific discoveries. These aren't just party tricks, they are clear encroachments on what we once considered the sacred ground of human genius. This creates a strange paradox. Experts in the field are far more optimistic about AI's future than the general public. A Pew Research Center survey found that while 73% of AI experts think AI will be a net positive for humanity, only about half of the public agrees. This gap highlights a deep, societal anxiety. We see the cool tools, but we also sense the threat. We worry that we're sleepwalking into a future that could fundamentally alter what it means to be human, without us ever really consenting to it. The problem isn't necessarily that AI will become evil, like in the movies. The more immediate danger is that it will become incredibly good at achieving the goals we give it, but without any of the wisdom, context, or ethics that humans have. This is the real threat. That in our relentless pursuit of efficiency, We will build an economic system that methodically squeezes out the need for human creativity. A world where human contribution becomes a luxury, not a necessity. And in a world where survival is tied to economic output, that is a terrifying thought. So we had to face this new reality head-on. We are no longer the only inventors, the only artists, the only thinkers on the planet. A new intelligence is here. The question isn't how we compete with it, but how we define ourselves in its presence. CTA, this conversation affects every single one of us, and it's one we need to have now, together. If you're getting any value from this, please take a moment to subscribe and join a community that's trying to figure all this out. And more importantly, share your own thoughts in the comments. How has AI impacted your ambitions? What do you think our purpose is in this new world? Your perspective is a crucial part of this. Section 3. The Epiphany. In the shadow of the AI that composed my symphony, I felt an initial wave of despair. But then, sitting in that despair, a different thought started to surface. The AI created a technically flawless piece of music. It analyzed every masterpiece ever written and synthesized it all into something objectively beautiful. But did it feel anything? Did it know the heartbreak of a first love that inspired the melancholy strings? Did it feel the defiant joy in a crescendo, a joy born from overcoming a personal struggle? Did it stare out a window on a rainy day and feel a pang of nostalgia that it translated into a single, perfect piano note? No. It processed data. It recognized patterns. It executed a command. And in that realization, I think, lies our answer. For so long, we've confused achievement with purpose. We've measured our worth by our output, our productivity, our ability to get to the top of the mountain. But what if the point isn't just to reach the summit? What if the real value is in the climb itself? The scraped knees, the shortness of breath, the shared jokes, the view along the way, the messy, subjective, conscious experience. This is the one domain AI cannot touch. An AI can write a poem about love, but it cannot love. It can compose a requiem, but it cannot grieve. It lacks that essential human spark, the messy, beautiful, inner world of consciousness that gives our work meaning. Our purpose, then, isn't to outperform machines at tasks. Our purpose is to do what they can never do. To feel, to be aware, and to find meaning in the imperfect journey of being alive. We're moving from a world that values what we produce to a world that must learn to value who we are. Our strength isn't in our processing power. It's in our emotional depth, our ethical judgment, our creativity born from lived experience, and our ability to connect with each other. In the age of AI, these aren't soft skills anymore. They are the most critical human abilities we have. The goal is no longer to be the best composer in the world. The goal is to be the most human composer. To pour your unique, flawed, and beautiful experience of life into your work in a way that no algorithm ever could. The AI's symphony may be technically perfect, but mine, with all its imperfections, is a testament to a life I've actually lived. And that has a value beyond any measurement. Conclusion. The New Horizon. We are at a massive turning point in human history, moving from the information age into an age of collaboration between human and machine. And yes, it's unsettling, but it's also an incredible opportunity. If we let it, AI can free us from the tyranny of constant productivity. It can handle the routine tasks, the data analysis, the optimization, freeing up our minds for what actually matters. It can become a partner that pushes our creativity into new territory we can't even imagine yet. Imagine a future where our main role isn't to be a cog in an economic machine, but to be curators of meaning, explorers of consciousness, and builders of community. A future where our work is defined not by its efficiency, but by its humanity. This isn't a fantasy, it's a choice we have to actively make. It means we have to demand AI that's transparent and built to augment us, not replace us. It means we have to start teaching skills like critical thinking and emotional intelligence with the same passion we once reserved for technical skills. The AI that wrote my symphony didn't steal my ambition. It shattered it, and forced me to build a new one from the pieces. It forced me to look past the what and finally ask why. Why do I create? Not to be the best, but to express what it means to be me. Not to achieve a goal, but to live through the process. This future isn't a competition we're doomed to lose. It's an invitation to evolve. To shift our focus from the ambition of doing to the purpose of being. The machines can have the answers. We get to keep the questions. Smash the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more tech challenges, future experiments, and real talk from TechWave 65. So, the last question isn't for me, but for you. If AI frees us from the need to achieve, what will we choose to become?